Hi, this is Rachel, and I wanted to talk about the fact, believe it or not, that I get emails all the time about relationships. Women and men, it's a different situation, different way to approach it. Most of the time, they're willing to come out and give me a good amount of detail. So, what they can for being confused about where they are and how they feel, because their emotions are so strong that they're really getting in the way of them even thinking clearly. And I have no motivation in their life to influence them either way, so I get nothing out of it. So I have no reason to manipulate them with my suggestions or advice. But something that I've noticed for the last few months is that a lot of people are offended at the idea of reaching out to somebody. So for example, there might be a break, there might be a period of silence. It may have even been years. But for some reason, and this is really frustrating to me when it has been years, because that's a really high expectation to have on somebody for them to reach out to you. When they may not be open to that, when they don't want to deal with rejection by reaching out to you, when they're really not sure. One person even said, hey, they know they can always call. But it had been over a year. The point is, if you're thinking about somebody like crazy, you got something to say. You're really wondering, you want to reconnect. It is not chasing somebody to reach out. Now, it could be a few days, a week even. If you have that desire and you haven't been stalkerish and you haven't been obsessed to the point where there really needs to be space from what's happening and your reaction space to, allowing time where it's not happening. So people usually come back. Anyway, my opinion is you could be robbing yourself of something mutual by not reaching out. You could be, damaging your own emotions and thoughts because you're not letting it out. And you might complain to your friends or call a psychic or something, but you're still not letting it out in a way that, is enough for you, or is reaching out to that person and letting that be an outlet, communicating with that person. So why would you rob yourself the opportunity? Why would you rob yourself of all the good things that are making you want to contact this person? Why would you want to rob yourself for making amends or smoothing out something that means so much to you? There's reasons why you have those desires. And if you're robbing it from yourself, using your ego to say, I'm not going to chase that person because me saying hello is chasing them. I'm not going to chase that person because they were really immature and we didn't quite get over it. And if I respond in this way, they're going to think I'm a victim and enabler. But the problem is that's the ego. So yeah, sometimes that stuff's true. But people are using those reasons so much that it's more of an ego issue. So, instead of being angry when you should be or something, you could choose not to be so angry, let your guard down. You could reach out and communicate to this person You don't even have to say a lot. Just keep it upbeat. And when you do end up talking to that person, don't start bringing up the past and the issues. Don't start being really negative, because that's not even what you want. These people are wanting to reach out for, sometimes it's family and sometimes it's romantic. So they're worried about how other people are. So anyway, if you let your ego win, you might as well say, hey, let's jump on that hamster wheel. Let's obsess about it all the time. Then you're going to put yourself down. Being vulnerable is a good thing to practice. And I'm not saying being vulnerable around abusive people, but being vulnerable and saying, hey, hello, I still think of you. There's some unfinished business, or, I felt really connected. I haven't met anybody so passionate before. So that's not really chasing. And even if you don't get a response, like some people are like, well, hey, she only responds when she feels like it. So it could take a month before I even hear back. Or somebody will say that about me, and it's okay. Sometimes things just take their own time, and it might even benefit you somehow that there's some kind of delay, that there's a gap. And it doesn't mean that it's over just because you don't hear from the person, or it's been years. It doesn't mean it's over. We all have lifetimes, you know what I'm saying? So you might start talking to someone you knew 10 years ago. You just don't know. You could bump into somebody you knew across the states. You just don't know. So it hurts my heart that people turn to me for advice, and a lot of it has to do with their ego getting in the way, because you're not benefiting either side. And it's better to be vulnerable and open than it is to give up on stuff. It doesn't matter what the books say. If you're dating, if this has happened, that you should do XYZ. Those responses don't work for everybody, and those outcomes don't work for everybody. Sometimes, even giving somebody that 30-day space, sometimes that's waiting too long. So, and sometimes it's okay. That's something only you can know. And then if you make a mistake, you just stop making that mistake. When you notice it, just stop it. Don't do it again. Try not to do it again. And then, move from there. So anyway, I hope this helps somebody, because I just wish that people would reach out to each other more. There's no reason to be embarrassed. It doesn't matter what other people think and say. It's you. You live with yourself. It's your path. Do you want to have your time tallied up when it's time for you to do your crossover into the afterlife, and then they're like, well, you wasted a whole year of hours thinking about this person, and guess what? They might say, hey, things could have been different. You could have saved yourself a year. So anyway, I hope that things get better for you guys that are emailing me, and thank you very much.